ADAEZE, who everyone called Ada, was a sharp young woman making her way in the city of Lagos. She poured her heart into her job as a marketing executive, but life wasn't always easy. At home, things were messy with her boyfriend Uche. He'd taken a large sum of her hard-earned money and, to Ada's dismay, lost it all in a risky investment. That was the last straw. Ada, with a heavy heart but a firm resolve, confronted him. "It's over," she declared, taking back everything she had ever given him, right down to the shoes on his feet. Work wasn't much of a sanctuary either. Her boss was demanding, quick to criticize and slow to praise, and the office was a hive of petty politics. Ada often felt like her hard work went unnoticed despite her many successful campaigns. Life took an unexpected turn when Ada traveled to her family's village in Anambra for her cousin's traditional wedding introduction. Her mother, like many others, were eager for Ada to meet a good man and settle down, and meet someone she did. His name was Emeka, a wealthy and self-assured businessman. From the moment he saw Ada, Emeka was captivated. He didn't even beat around the bush. He told her straight away that he wanted to marry her. Emeka was a man of his word and began to pursue Ada with a passion that was both flattering and a little overwhelming. He showered her with gifts and his constant attention, making his intentions clear. But Ada was cautious. Her past experiences had left her weary, and she had her own dreams and ambitions. There was something else too. Emeka's strong Igbo accent. It was a constant unwelcome reminder of her estranged father, a man who had deeply hurt her and her mother. Despite her reservations, Ada couldn't deny the growing warmth she felt towards Emeka. He was kind, genuinely attentive, and his affection for her felt real and steady. His unwavering support also gave her a newfound courage. Back in Lagos, Ada finally stood up to her overbearing boss, a satisfying moment of triumph. It was a turning point. She decided to leave her job and pour her energy into her own dream, a perfume business. She even convinced her work friend Chika to join her new venture. As if the tide was truly turning, her lawyer friend managed to recover the money Uche had lost, a welcome relief. Meanwhile, Ada's friends, concerned by her hesitation towards Emeka, decided to share her story with him. They explained that Ada's father, also a wealthy Igbo man with a similar accent, had led a double life, revealing a secret family and eventually abandoning Ada and her mother. This betrayal had left Ada with deep scars and a profound fear of being hurt again. Understanding the root of her fears, Emeka didn't waver. He gently reassured Ada of his love, his commitment, and his promise that he was not her father. He was here to stay. Hearing his heartfelt words and seeing his unwavering devotion, Ada realized that her fear was a chain holding her back from happiness. She looked at Emeka, truly saw him with a heart full of hope. She said yes. She accepted his love and proposal, ready to build a new story, one of trust and happiness. The months that followed the engagement were like a dream for ADAEZE. Her perfume business, Essence of Ada, blossomed, her creations finding favor with Lagosians who appreciated her unique blends. Emeka was her rock, his love a steady warmth that enveloped her. They were planning their traditional wedding, a grand affair that would unite their families, and ADAEZE felt a sense of peace she hadn't known before. But life, as it often does, had other plans, and the calm waters were about to be stirred into a raging storm. The first tremor came unexpectedly. ADAEZE was at Emeka's family home, a sprawling, elegant house filled with laughter and the aroma of her future mother-in-law's cooking. She was idly flipping through an old photo album when a particular picture caught her eye. It was a group of businessmen, younger versions of men she now recognized from Emeka's circle. And there amongst them, looking uncomfortable and shifty, was a face she knew all too well her estranged father. Her breath hitched. She looked closer. Emeka's own father was in the photo, looking sternly at ADAEZE's father. A cold dread seeped into her. Later that evening, when she and Emeka were alone, she confronted him, her voice trembling. "You knew him, didn't you?" "My father." Emeka's usual calm expression faltered. He sighed, running a hand over his face. "Ada, my love, it's complicated. Yes, our families, our fathers, they had dealings years ago. Your father, he caused my family and others significant financial distress. It was a difficult time." ADAEZE felt the ground shift beneath her. "And you never told me? All this time, knowing my pain, knowing he was the reason for so much of it, and knowing my family was also affected." The old fear, the one that whispered of betrayal and hidden truths, clawed at her. Was this why Emeka had been so drawn to her? Some strange, unresolved connection to the past? Emeka reached for her, his eyes pleading. "It was a long time ago, before I truly knew you. When I met you in Anambra, it was you I saw, Ada, not your father's shadow. I didn't want that old bitterness to taint what was growing between us. I swear my feelings for you are pure." His words were earnest, but a silver of doubt had been planted. It was a tiny crack, but one that the coming tempest would seek to widen. As if summoned by the turmoil, Uche reappeared. He'd heard of ADAEZE's success, of her impending marriage to the wealthy Emeka. He started showing up at her perfume shop, initially with feigned apologies and pleas for a second chance. When ADAEZE finally rebuffed him, his demeanor changed. He began to loiter, his presence unsettling her staff and customers. Then came the anonymous negative online reviews for Essence of Ada, cleverly worded to cause maximum damage. Small acts of vandalism occurred at her shop, a broken window, a deliberately spoiled batch of ingredients. ADAEZE knew it was Uche, his obsession twisting into a venomous need to pull her down. Emeka hired security, his jaw tight with anger, but Uche was like a persistent shadow, always lurking. The whisper started subtly at first, like the rustle of dry leaves before a storm. At social gatherings, ADAEZE would catch sidelong glances, hushed conversation that ceased when she approached. An old family friend of Emeka's, Mama Ngozi, whose own daughter Nneka had once been considered a prime match for Emeka, became particularly frosty. Nneka herself, beautiful and polished, would offer ADAEZE smiles that didn't quite reach her eyes. Her compliments laced with a faint, almost imperceptible barb. Soon, the rumors grew bolder, slithering through the high society circle of Lagos and even reaching Anambra. ADAEZE's family background is questionable, some said. She's just after Emeka's money, others insinuated, conveniently ignoring her own thriving business. They whispered about Uche, painting ADAEZE as a woman who attracted trouble, or worse, was still entangled with her ex. Mama Ngozi and Nneka seemed to be at the heart of this campaign, subtly fanning the flames, their disappointment at Emeka's choice now a palpable animosity. The pressure was immense, designed to make ADAEZE feel unwelcome. An outsider, Emeka fiercely defended her, his loyalty unwavering, but the constant barrage was exhausting. And then, the ghost from her past decided to materialize. ADAEZE was at her shop one afternoon, trying to salvage a batch of the oils Uche's last stunts had nearly ruined, when a sleek black car pulled up. A man stepped out, older now, his expensive suit doing little to hide the weariness in his eyes, but the familiar confident swagger was unmistakable. It was her father. Her heart hammered against her ribs. He walked in, a charming smile plastered on his face, the same smile that had once fooled her mother, and for a time, "Ha, ADAEZE, my daughter," he said, his voice smooth, The Igbo accent that had once suited her now grating on her nerves, a painful echo of Emeka's, yet so vastly different in its intent. "I heard you were doing so well," and they engaged. To Emeka, a fine young man from a good family. He hadn't come for reconciliation. ADAEZE could see it in the calculating glint in his eyes. He spoke of wanting to reconnect, to be there for her wedding, but his words felt hollow. Over the next few days, he made his true intentions clearer. He hinted at financial troubles, at needing a small loan to get back on his feet, subtly suggesting that Emeka, as his future son-in-law, should be happy to assist. He even tried to offer advice on Emeka's businesses, attempting to insert himself into their lives. ADAEZE felt like she was drowning. The revelation about Emeka's family past with her father, Uche's relentless harassment, the vicious social sabotage orchestrated by Mama Ngozi and Nneka, and now the reappearance of the man who was the source of her deepest wounds. It was an onslaught. One evening, after a particularly draining encounter with her father, who had tried to manipulate her into asking Emeka for a substantial sum, ADAEZE broke down. Emeka held her as she sobbed, the weight of everything crashing down on her. "I don't know if I can do this, Emeka," she whispered, her voice raw. "It's too much. Maybe they're right. Maybe I bring trouble. Maybe our family connection to my father. Maybe Uche. Maybe I'm not strong enough for all of this." Emeka held her tighter, his own face etched with pain and anger at the forces trying to tear them apart. "Don't you dare say that, ADAEZE," he said, his voice fierce but tender. "Look at me. What I feel for you has nothing to do with your father, or Uche, or what those jealous women say. It's about you. Your strengths, your kindness, your spirit. These trials, they are just trying to break us, but they will only show us how strong our love truly is." He paused, then looked directly in her eyes. "We will face this, all of it together. Your father, Uche, the gossips, we will deal with them. But you need to trust me, Ada. Trust us. Don't let them win by making you doubt what we have." ADAEZE looked into his unwavering gaze. His love was a beacon in the storm, but the winds were still howling, and the path ahead was fraught with uncertainty. Could their love truly withstand such a concentrated assault, or would the combined weight of past secrets, present malice, and resurfaced trauma prove too heavy a burden for their young relationship to bear? The dream of peace felt distant, and the fight for their future had just begun.